Hello, my name is Amber Foreman. I hope all is well. I did an interview with a coworker of mine, Mr. Sharon White, and I'm ready to share what he told me about being a resource teacher. Okay, so I had the pleasure of interviewing Mr. Sharon White, a special education teacher at Prescott Academy in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. His specific title is a resource teacher. Mr. White is responsible for pulling out students, working on skills. He also pushes into core classrooms to give assistance to students in need. He scaffolds the lesson down a grade or two to accommodate the child. Most of the time, he's working one-to-one with a student, and he is a resource teacher. The next part is a big part of what Mr. White does is collaborating with the general education teachers. He needs to discuss the weekly plans with the teachers that his students have. So he collaborates with the teachers in order to create that plan that will be used for the following week. So he focuses on a standard and a skill that the student team agreed to work on. In order for collaboration to happen, Mr. White says, and I agree, that all members of the team, a student's team, should be professional, well organized, and willing to work together. All right, so he gave his depositions, and Mr. White said that he got into teaching by becoming a coach. He noticed all players on his team had their own way of showing that they were a strong athlete. So, as you know, there is the jock, there's the captain that shines, but not every student's gonna shine. Every student is going to show their capabilities of being an athlete in their own way. And Mr. White said the same happens in the classroom. So his deposition is that all students, he believes all students are able to learn. They just learn in their different way. There's not one student who's not able to learn. All students are able to learn. It is up to the teacher to figure out how that student learns. He knows that all students have different strengths, and it's important to help students find an academic strength so they can feel successful in the classroom. So once a student finds what they're good in, they will use that through not just the classroom, but throughout their lifetime. And when it comes to biases, Mr. White feels that most teachers struggle with keeping up with the accommodations, and they do not follow the IEP with fidelity. And he says he feels like they do not do this because their bias is that these students in special ed cannot reach their goal. So in a lot of the staff members' minds that he's seen, they've said like that goal is not attainable. You know, why try? I'm gonna pull them out. And maybe when the other staff member is pulling them out, they're not working as hard because they're probably like, oh, the student's not gonna get it anyways. So he feels that one of the worst things you can do is believe that a child is unable to learn. And unfortunately, many special ed children are labeled that. So he feels like once a teacher can put that aside, that teacher can be successful. All right, I hope you enjoyed. It was so wonderful interviewing Mr. White. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.